Hi student, this is for BCA 4th sem student and this is topic is overridden. What is overridden or overriding? Overriding is basically the concept where same method name should be there and same parameter should be there. And you can say it is another way that four conditions must be satisfied. One is inheritance must be needed, two same method name must be needed, same return time must be needed, and same scope must be needed. Here is the example. You can see the example where I want to show the four condition must be satisfied. Here the example of inheritance where we write the different classes: class parent, class child. Within different classes same method name is present. So this is the concept of inheritance where overridden basically used. So condition 1 is satisfied and condition 2 is same method name is used, void display. So condition 2 also satisfied. 3 is same method and same return type, void. This is the same method and same return type. So condition 3 it is the satisfied. 4 is same scope, means method is public. This method should be the public, but here access specifier is not present. So default access specifier is by default. All of you heard this, by default is the access specifier name. So here 4 condition is satisfied to create the overriding method. So I want to show the how this overriding method will be happened. Here child class object is C. Using object of child class, display method will be called and output would be the child. Why? Because child class this child class overrides the method body definition of parent class. So these things will be overridden by child class, and last part of the child class will be output. Always child class override the method of parent class using this concept. And this is what about the overriding, that child class always override the parent class method. Student, I want to say that please make the difference between what is overloading and overriding, and I want to see the difference whatever you write. So please give me the assignment between the make difference between the method overloading and method overriding. Now I want to discuss some case, or one case of overriding is that if child class has no method definition, then what will be the output? Suppose child class object is c1 using child class object method will be called, but child has no any method. So method will be found in parent class. Why? Because child extend parent. So within parent class method 1 m1 will be found and output will be the parent. So it is about the overriding case. And now I want to discuss one example or one uses of overriding is dynamic method dispatch or runtime polymorphism. So what is this? It is basically the process in which a call to an overridden method is resolved and runtime rather than compile time. Means overridden method will be called using runtime, not using compile time. And another condition is overridden method is called through the reference variable of superclass. Means always suppose class A is the superclass. So within main class, superclass must be written within main class, and it write the reference variable, means obj, means suppose suppose subclass is B and you want to write B dot obj, this not be happen because condition is said that reference variable of superclass must be there. If it is superclass A, then this reference variable should be of superclass, not subclass, And all of you know that object declaration part. Suppose you can write this thing in one line, but you can write this thing in 2 lines, because this part is reference variable declaration and this part is object declaration. And actually we do this, or we write this in, it is one line, but actually this is happen in 2 line. This reference variable is happen in compile time and this object declaration is happen in runtime. When constructor is created in runtime, object will be created using constructor, means before written this constructor or before writing this object, we don't know this which object of this, which class or which constructor, and it is only known by runtime, not in compile time. Compile time basically when we write the .java file, and in compilation we only know the reference variable, not this is the object, because we don't know this object of which class. This object will be created in runtime. Before runtime we cannot know this is the object. We only know this is a reference variable of superclass or any class, but we don't know which class object is declared, because it is only happen in runtime. So this is the runtime polymorphism concept, where we know only the object declaration using constructor in runtime, and method call using that object, which class will access this object, which class will access this method. Suppose obj is the object of a class and obj.m1, so m1 is the method of a class, so it will go the class A and class A will be printed. obj1 is the method object of B class, so it will go the B class. So we don't know before writing constructor or before running this code which object of which class. So basically it is happen, or it is called, or it is resolved in runtime. This is basically concept of dynamic method dispatch. We can show that overridden method will be happen only on method, not happen in data member, means overridden concept only happen on method, not data member. So suppose class A int variable 10, int I equal to 10 and B int I equal to 20, and if it is overridden, then this parent class will be overridden and output would be the 20, but it is not happen because overridden doesn't support data member, only support the method, or it is only overridden method only happen on method, not data member. So using a class reference variable, b constructor means definitely it call the b class, but this is not happen because this is not overridden. So only a it will be the print the parent class because it's starting part or reference variable of class A. So reference variable dot I, so it will the so the output the 10 because overridden not happen. So child B not be called, so only output will be the 10. Another example is runtime polymorphism is happened on multi-level inheritance. So this is the concept of multi-level inheritance. We have already told that superclass must be declared the reference variable. A is the superclass and it always declared the reference variable, which is because it is the condition. You can see that reference variable of superclass called through the overridden method. So A1 reference of A class, A2 reference of A class, A3 reference of A class, and new A constructor, new B constructor, new C constructor. So using reference variable we call the method of M1 method of constructor A, M1 method of constructor B, M1 method of constructor C, because A1 is the reference variable of A class but constructor of A. A2 is the reference variable but object of B constructor. A3 the reference variable but object of the C constructor. So using object, a method will be called and method is same name. So it is the concept of overridden, and this will be happen in runtime because before creating this we don't know the A1 is the object of which class, A2 the object of which class, A3 the object of which class. It is happen in runtime. Another example, static binding and dynamic binding. It is the same concept of runtime polymorphism and compile time polymorphism. Static binding is happen in actually same concept and it is called in different way, means name is different but concept is same. Static binding is the example of compile time, dynamic binding is example of runtime polymorphism. X is the class name super, X is the reference variable before declaring the object, before declaring the constructor. When we return this constructor we know that this is the object x dot m1 and this x is the object of class A, class X, and this is happened in runtime. But before return this, we only know the reference variable. X, small x is the reference variable of class X. So it is happened in, or it is binding in runtime. X dot m1 it will be called at compile time. X is the reference variable of X class superclass and m1 will be the call to the reference variable, and it is happen in compile time. And checks method body has body or definition. Method has body or definition, and this is the another way. This is static binding because it is happened in compilation. and when x is the superclass and x1 is the reference variable before the runtime, it is happened in compilation. So x1.m1 is the method of which class? X, because we don't know this is the object of y constructor, so it will be the called, or it will be binded through compile time, because we don't know before runtime. And after retain this thing, or after run these things, it will be happened in runtime, because we know that this is the object of constructor y, and this object call the method of constructor y. So this is basically the static binding. This is happened in compile time before runtime, and dynamic binding means runtime polymorphism. It checks the right side, which constructor and which object is created and which method will be called in runtime. Thank you all. Thank you student. If it is clear, then please comment, and if it is not clear, please also comment. Next class will be the super keyword, final keyword, etc. Thank you all.